Hello, hello, everybody, and welcome to the second job in the Iron Ballista campaign. Meow, 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 meow. This time, we will be going into high society. And with me today are my wonderful players. Blu'berry Hyll, as played by @TheRealThets, will be a little late to this session, but we'll definitely see him later on. Next up is Bearzy. Why don't you go ahead and tell us the character you're playing and a little bit about them?
It's kind of appropriate for the character, but I had a bite of sandwich in my mouth. Hi,
We'll
I'm
wait.
Bearzy. Of course. Hi, I'm Bearzy. I'm playing Percy Eli Aurelius IV, a lovely bard up to some shenanigans. Recently disowned, but owning it. Do you want like a physical description?
Sure.
Wonderful. So, Percy is a bit on the shorter side. He's very kind of slim, soft hands, no calluses. Looks like he's never lifted anything heavy in his life. Sharp jawline, high cheekbones. Looks very kind of regal in appearance, but it's completely demeaned by every single facial expression of his being kind of demeaning. He's pretty rude, but has recently come through some big changes. So I'm pretty interested to play that. He has kind of a shock of red and orange hair, as well as more metallic-y kind of silver eyes. And he generally wears whatever the latest fashion happens to be, and it's always spotlessly clean. And I'll pass on.
Awesome. Are you wearing your flower today?
The flower is permanently in the hat.
Okay, permanently in the hat. Let me make a note of that. Okay. Next up, we have Phoebus. Why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself and the character you're playing?
Well, hello there. My name is Phoebus, and tonight I am playing Caspian Odell. Caspian talks like this. He's got a fairly strong accent. He's about 6 foot tall, with the tan skin and calloused hands that betray his life at the sea. He's got long white hair and silver eyes and various piercings in each ear. Usually wears a tricorn hat and a fairly nice coat over his sailor's clothes. Generally, pretty laid back, respectful, tends to keep a distance, because, well, oh boy, when he doesn't, shit hits the fan.
Thank you very much. And last but certainly not least, we have Crusader. Why don't you introduce yourself and your character?
My name is Crusader Corrupted, and today I will be playing Arzhel, who I decided, since this is a YOLO campaign, we only get one chance at it, so why not try and model this character off of me? This is Crusader Corrupted in D&D.
Awesome. Oh man, that makes me gonna feel kind of bad if I kill you. I will have murdered your VTuber persona.
It's okay. If it happens, it was meant to be.
Oh no. Don't
But
send your
I can
fans
never
after
truly
me.
die. It's okay.
Well, alright. So, Cass and Arzhel and Blu'berry, you guys have signed up for this job, and the day has arrived where you are planning to go to high society to escort Lady Tantal to the Glittering Leaf Festival. She's hired you to essentially carry bags, be a bodyguard, make sure that she's well taken care of. As you're approaching Macadelia's office, where you'll be transported to this arrival, you notice someone lurking in the corners. Percy, what are you doing right now?
Definitely kind of standing a little too dramatically. So, like, back against the wall, one leg propped up behind him, hat far too wide brimmed for anything classical, with a perfectly preserved flower tucked into the band around it. and the hat's kind of pulled down over his face.
The the three, Blu'berry, Cass, and Arzhel, kind of pass by you and walk into Macadelia's office. And you see her behind the desk. She is a woman with dark skin and platinum blonde hair with a single horn curled up from her forehead. She's looking down at a group of papers that have been perfectly organized in front of her. Everything about her office is very crisp. It's very in place. And Percy, you know from experience, she does not like anything in it touched. As she glances up, says, "All right, as with all of my recruits, I expect a certain amount of decorum. You will be escorting the lady in high society, and I expect you to act with distinction, worthy of the name of the Iron Ballista. Do you all understand?"
Yes, ma'am.
Absolutely.
Very good. Now, I'm not going to tell you this is an easy job, but as long as you're acting in the accordance with my will, I think everything will go smoothly for you. She shuffles the papers in front of her and gestures towards Darcy. If none of you have any questions about your work, I'll go ahead and send you along. She waits expectantly, just in case any of you would like to speak.
Sorry, a bit of a question for the DM.
Sure.
Am I in the office currently?
Are you?
I kind of assumed I was outside.
You are outside.
Can I hear this conversation?
You can hear this conversation. You are just outside the door and the door is open.
I will wait for the sound of a portal opening.
Sure. I'll say a portal has an opening sound.
It's displacing air. It makes sense, right?
Sure. You would hear Darcy saying the incantation for the portal.
Okay, perfect. I'll just wait for the sound before I do anything.
So Darcy steps forward and waves her hand in the air.
I have one question. So we're going on this. Are we just allowed to go full weapons, everything? Is there anything special we're supposed to have or do?
Well, I expect all of my mercenaries to carry whatever it is they think they need on this job. If you feel you need your weapons and armor on this job, who am I to tell you how to do your work? There's a bit of challenge in her voice, as if you're assuming she hasn't noticed that you're wearing weapons and armor, as if she would be so careless. Do you need them?
Well, that depends on if there's any known threats that we're going into. If this is just supposed to be some type of party, then maybe I should get some formal attire instead.
Well, if you're going in as a bodyguard, I think perhaps being armored will do you a favor. I'm sure you can carry bags in what you're wearing.
Would be able to.
Good. And what harm is there in being prepared? Go and roll an insight check.
Oh yes, because I am so amazing at this. Oh, I roll a natural 20
There is...
and get a 19.
It still counts as a natural 20, you're fine. There is a twinkle in her eye, and the way that she is speaking and the way that she has sort of leaned forward, you think that there might be more to this than she's letting on. But it seems like she's not trying to sway your perception about it. You think that maybe having weapons and armor might serve you in some sort of capacity here. She's also, I'll say since you got a natural 20, her attention is mostly focused on you, even though you appear not to be the leader of this group. I think you'll find this dance to be enlightening towards your goals. So if you have no further questions, please get out of my office.
once.
Darcy begins the incantation, and before your eyes, a portal opens up. You see the upper nobility district of Lux. It appears to open just outside a mansion, which has a fine exterior, well-manicured bushes, but appears to be entirely painted black. Will you step through?
Caspian does a little bow towards the guild master, his hat over his chest before he steps through the portal.
Just as you're stepping in, you hear Macadelia say, "Remember what I taught you."
Yes, ma'am.
Then go through the portal.
Blu'berry also just kind of walks through the portal.
Hi.
Yes. Are
As
you?
I'm about to do some shenanigans, yeah.
Uh-huh. I'm waiting for
So,
those shenanigans.
So I'd like to think that I'm listening to the sounds of footsteps, because you can hear the footsteps, like multiple sets, and then one set of footsteps disappears. Then one more disappears, right?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
When the first set disappears, I'd like to cast invisibility on myself.
Okay.
And then I'm going to attempt to match my steps to like the sound of my steps, kind of quietly to the sounds of them walking.
Which one?
And the last member of Blu'berry.
Not Blu'berry.
Oh,
Pick Caspian or Arzhel.
okay, so Arzhel then.
Alright. Arzhel, roll a d20.
Okay.
Percy, roll a d20, and we'll see how close you get.
Oh. Let me do performance. Okay, D20. 15.
Okay?
15.
Ooh.
Oh
Wait, did
my
we both get
goodness.
15?
You match pace perfectly. There is
So
only a
that's fine.
single footstep, and it is Arzhel's.
Wonderful. And then I'm going to try and walk into the portal behind him.
Okay, let me
Invisible.
do a check.
Like, ooh.
Like this, all our rolls are going too well at the start.
No, it's fine.
No.
It's
The
fine.
dice are on our side. The dice love shenanigans.
So as you start to cross the portal, Percy,
Hmm.
you see Darcy turn her head towards you, smirk, and turn away.
Oh, I owe her a drink later. Damn it.
And the portal to Cass, Arzhel, and Blu'berry seems to stay open for just a little too long, and then you hear that kind of fizzle and the magic crackles into the air and disperses. Before you, again, stands this grand mansion. It is entirely painted black, yet it seems to have silver accents the closer you look. As you approach the pillars that make the grand entrance, you see that it is some sort of black marble that has silver and deep blue and deep reds that at first seem to be a velvety black, when in fact is a rainbow of dark hues. You see people in finery coming in and coming out of the estate. And just off to the side, you see a lady. She appears to be an earth genasi with quartz veins running through her skin. She has quartz crystals that adorn her head and down her neck and almost gives her sort of a cowl of finery. She has delicate pink eyes and appears to be standing with a bunch of bags. From the description you received from the job, you would guess this is Lady Tantal.
Caspian is going to look to his companions and take a breath. Well, shall we? And he is going to approach
Let's
Lady
make an
Tantal.
introduction.
All right, so you approach Lady Tantal. You see her eyes regard you with suspicion at first, and she says, "Are you my escort?"
Caspian removes his hat and bows. Yes, milady, that we are.
Oh, goodness, thank you. I had these bags and they were just simply too heavy for someone of my stature to carry. As she says that, you can see that although she's trying to play the dainty lady, she looks strong. She looks like she should have no problem carrying these bags. And as an Earth Genasi, you know that she is quite sturdy. But still, she plays the part. Which of you are from Lux?
Me.
Me.
All of you who are from Lux, Percy, you get advantage on this roll because you're from high society. Can roll an intelligence check.
Absolutely.
I'm so good at these.
Are you seeing my rolls now by any chance?
I am, yes.
Okay, wonderful. So I got a 14 on the intelligence.
That's a 9. Let's fucking go.
Cass, you have no idea who this person is.
Oh, I am from Lux.
Yeah, you are from Lux.
I am horrible with names.
That's
I'm from
that's
somewhere. I just don't remember where.
that tracks though because
Honest with character.
it's unlikely my lower class Luxians would know this. But I'll still let you try. Percy, you do know who this is, and you know the hot gossip about this person.
Mm-hmm.
So you know that Lady Seti is her first name. Tantal was a member of the High Society until recently, where she married into a noble family, and recently her husband has passed. So now there's a lot of infighting with his family over trying to take her fortune, and she's been trying to hang on to it tooth and claw. She is well on her way to becoming a disgraced noble.
Mm.
And you would wager, with what you know about high society, this is her attempt to retain some sort of standing by appearing here.
Absolutely.
This is
While they're...
intelligence check. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
Arzhel, you know that, you know a little less gossipy version of that, in that she did lose her husband, and right now there are lawsuits where his family is trying to sue her, is what you would perceive on this situation. Right, so may I please know your names? If not, I'm just gonna call you, Mercenary 1 through 3.
Hey, my name is
Ew.
Arzhel. I'm sorry to hear about the loss of your husband. And if you would allow me, I'd be more than happy to take these bags for you.
Oh, okay, I wasn't expecting that. I guess my life has just been broadcast to everyone. Yes, I'm afraid I'm a little embarrassed now. Yes, you may take these bags. And you. There is the quartz that are around her eyes turn a bit rosy as her husband has been mentioned.
Caspian Odell, it's a pleasure.
Pleasure to meet you.
At this point, I'm just going to drop invisibility.
Oh,
Just standing behind the pair. And I am Percy. Lovely to meet you. Sorry, Darcy sent me a little late. I hope you don't mind.
what are you doing here, Percy Aurelius? I read in the paper that
well.
you've been exiled. You can't be here.
But we're not talking about it, because
Look,
now we're both kind of in the same boat, aren't we? Birds of a feather and all that.
Percy, you will get me in so much trouble if you're here.
Only if they know it's me, darling.
You just announced your name, and you're not even in disguise.
I'm
Here.
wearing a big hat.
Uh,
I pull out
Here.
a scarf, a very fashionable scarf from my bag, and I'll wrap it around my neck and kind of obscure the lower half of my face. Pull the hat down a little further to cover my hair. See, no one will know it's me.
Roll a disguise check.
What would that be?
I'll let you have performance on it. It should be disguise kit, but you know what?
Well, I was thinking like makeup and all that, but I don't have proficiency in disguise kit, so I didn't think I would try it.
I'll say performance, because you know the ins and outs of nobility, so you know how to be sly, but
as I pull it down. 17 on that check. No, yeah, 17. I'll pull the hat down and be like, Sati, come on. You know me.
I know
You
you
know of
too
me at the very
well.
least.
Oh,
Come
I've had
on.
dinner at your place at least 4 times.
And weren't they amazing?
No,
You
you
know I'll
talk.
only bring fun.
You spoke far too long about far too unimportant things.
I promise to be on my best behavior. I simply have to retrieve some things.
Are you
Some answers.
planning to steal from your own house? I guess it
Of
isn't your
course
house
not.
anymore. Oh, I feel so bad for you. And bad for me. Oh, please don't let
Well,
this party be a disaster.
it'll be fine, darling. Don't you worry.
I don't know, now that you've showed up, an ominous wind is blowing. Are
Sorry.
any of you 3 disgraced nobles I should know about? She points to all of you.
I'll give the rest of the party a tip of my hat.
Oh, no disgrace nobility here.
Just your regular old sailing gutter trash.
Thank the gods above for that. I don't think I could take any more surprises.
Look, if there's one thing about me, it's that I'm fantastic at navigating these kind of ball situations.
Isn't
While I have
this
my
sort of
downsides,
situation how you got exiled in the first place?
admittedly a little bit of a fuck up. However, I was always the life of the party at these balls. I promise you I will stay very undercover, but I've been sent here on a mission to keep you safe and help you with your things. Surely you'll allow me this.
Roll a persuasion.
Okay. Ooh, a 10.
Percy, this is
Mhm.
my last chance to stay in high society. You can't ruin this for me.
I'll help you. I'll tell you the right things to say and when to say them.
I've been invited to something in here, and you can't blow that for me, okay?
Something? What have you been invited to? What trouble are you in, darling?
Not trouble. It's my chance to get into the inner
Oh.
circle.
Inner circles are always trouble. Take it from me.
She withdraws from the bosom of her dress the tip of an invitation, and it appears to have a silver mask on it and nothing else, and she quickly stows it away. Go ahead and Percy, let's say Percy would be the only one who maybe even have an inkling of this, and Arzhel. Go ahead and roll intelligence checks, or history checks if you're better at them.
I'm better at history. Oh, that one.
The same.
And that one did. Oops.
Oh my
I was
god.
drunk.
I know how this is going to go. I'm rolling well at the start. That means when combat starts, I'm going to fail at everything.
Hey, I said this was a roleplay heavy session, so maybe there won't be combat.
There's going to be a roleplay roll that's going to be like do this or massive combat starts, and that's when I'm going to roll a 1.
Percy, you get distracted by where the invitation is being pulled from, and then you just don't really recognize the crest, and you don't really care about it either. Arzhel, you have heard rumors of this particular invitation. There have been an investigation into the society done by the Ruined Blades, and it's known as the Black Veil Society. It is heavily guarded secret of the nobility, and nobody can seem to get close to what it is they're involved with. Okay, so don't mess this up for me, alright? I need this.
I'll be on my best behavior.
That's what I'm afraid of.
And if anything goes wrong, just publicly denounce me. That'll get you some goody points. It's not like my reputation could be further ruined.
That is true. I think your mother would enjoy that, actually.
Oh, please don't mention that, Harvey.
I heard
My
you
heart
were
races just
replaced.
Oh, darling, aren't you currently being replaced? Are you one to throw rocks?
You render her speechless for a moment before she completely ignores you and turns to the others. Well, my bags won't carry themselves. Here you are. And she gestures broadly to them.
Just where are they going?
Just follow me, please. And she turns on her heel, giving Percy the stink eye, and proceeds into the inner hall.
I'll give her a wink and I'll lean into Arzhel. Hey, I think she likes me.
Yes, clearly. I'll
Yeah.
grab a couple bags.
They
And
aren't
we'll do the
heavy.
same.
In fact, it almost feels like these bags are more for show than containing any actual items. They are pretty light, and when you shake them, you don't hear anything inside.
I cast an unseen servant to carry a bag.
Bag just floats behind you.
I think I'm carrying it myself. Absolutely not.
So as you guys enter this grand hall, you see that the floor itself is a sort of herringbone dark wood. And the walls and the pillars and all the sort of architecture of the inside of this is that deep black rainbowy marble, which accents these 20-foot high stained glass windows that send a refractive, glittering light across the hall. Everyone is decked out in an array of color, accented by this deep black furniture. And as you look at the different stained glass reliefs, they seem to depict heroic tales in this family's history. Going down the front hall, finally Lady Tantal stops at what appears to be a coat check-in and says, "You can simply leave them there, thank you. I have so many things that just I need."
Yes,
Are
absolutely.
these bags empty?
Of course not. They're for all of my things.
Okay. Image is so important these days, huh?
Percy,
I'll
if you're
drop.
going to be a menace, I will shout your name to your mother and bring all of the attention of this room
You
right
can stop
to
right there. You
you.
did not need the rest of that sentence. I will behave. In fact, and at that point, I'm gonna like snap my fingers and cast disguise self. I really should have done this earlier. I'll just make some minor changes to like the bone structure of my face
Sure.
and the color of my eyes, so I look still somewhat noble, but not Percy.
Very good. You do that, and she kind of gives you the same glare as before and said, "That's right. We mustn't throw stones at each other, right?"
Right. Okay, I'm behaving.
You too. She gestures to Caspian and Arzhel. So, we have to figure. You already know my secret has been blabbed out by Arzhel. I have been disgraced. I'm also trying to get into the inner circle. So if you see anything or hear anything that you think I should know, then you should tell me, right? I hired from the Iron Ballista because I've been told that you have quite the reputation for success. Is this the case?
Absolutely.
Milady.
You both spoke at the same time. You, and she points to Cass. Is that the case?
Yes, milady.
And-
Absolutely.
What is your specialty, so I know?
Well, I'm really more of a, I guess, bodyguard than anything else. My skills are more acclimated to the ocean and, well, kinda not useful to tie a knot here.
You don't know the art of conversation? Have you never, I don't know, wooed someone? This is an avenue for schmoozing, for getting people to tell you their secrets.
I mean, I suppose I could. I had a friend in Port L'Orange, and he looks aside, and
Oh, I love their oranges. Good.
it's a lovely place.
See, I was hoping that I'd get all low-class mercenaries, but most of these nobility will ignore you. So, be sure to pick up any rumors. One of you should stay with me at all times, and in a moment, I'll attempt to use my invitation into the society. Till then, pick up what you can. Is the mission clear?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
And you,
Yeah.
Arzhel, no, Percy,
Oh, sorry.
keep to yourself in the corner until I call on you. Arzhel, what is your specialty?
I specialize in melee combat, as well as being able to protect someone in melee combat, and I have been known to be gifted at seduction.
Excellent. You go ahead and seduce anyone you can and get me those secrets. The more dirt that I can dig up on other people, maybe I can still claw my way into high society yet, or stay there anyway. Well, I'll stay with this one for now, she points to Blu'berry. The rest of you, be back in half a candle mark, and you better have rumors. So you all have been released into this party. As you look around, there are little clusters of nobility. There is a food table. There are servants milling about. What would you like to do? We'll start with Arzhel. Arzhel, what are you doing?
That is a very good question.
The music is going. The guests are floating about. Everyone is dressed to impress. They all seem to have fall colors because it is the Glittering Leaf Festival, and everyone is trying to be more showy than the last. So as people are moving, it almost looks like a brilliant fire has spread across the dance floor.
Is your first times at one of these parties?
It would be. I
Praise the-
actually want to find someone who's not trying to be showy. Someone who seems disinterested in all of this.
Roll an investigation check.
51.
You are killing it with rolls. There are a couple people who are quite disinterested in the goings-ons. There appears to be a lady with familiar red hair who reminds you a bit of Percy. She appears to be sitting at a table with a fine glass of wine and a child next to her. She's looking out at the dance floor as if she's amused, but she has that sort of faraway look in which she's not engaged with anything around her. There appears to be another woman at the far end who is attempting to talk to servants and to other nobility, but she keeps getting ignored. She's attempting to be involved in this party, but it doesn't seem like anyone's going to let her. And finally, there is a servant who appears to be leaning against a wall and just observing.
It's odd for a servant.
Would you like to approach the servant?
Yes, let's start there.
All right. So you approach him. He appears to be an older man. He's leaning against the wall with his arms crossed. He's looking into the party, but doesn't seem to have any urgency to serve. He gives you a glance and says, "Yes, can I help you?"
Curious as all the other servants seem to be running around and busy. What it is that you're doing here.
I'm doing as I have been told to do, which is to mind my own business and to make sure nobody comes down this hall, of which I am succeeding extraordinarily at both.
So no one can go down this hall.
That is correct. Unless you have an invitation to this hall.
See.
Do you have an invitation to this hall, sir?
No, I do not.
Then I suggest you move along.
I looked the servant over. Anything that suggests the ability to defend this position?
Roll an insight check. Or,
Nope. Nat 1. I got 0.
It's just a
Ooh.
frail old man just hanging out. He looks like he might be too frail to do other servant work, so that's probably why they stuck him there.
Well, that all makes sense then. Gave him the easy job.
Mm-hmm. The absolutely easy job. So, as you're observing, Cass, what are you doing while this is going on?
Caspian signed up for this job for his own reasons, not because he particularly cared about this branch of nobility, but a little bit more related to the little incident in his background.
Oh, would you like to roll an investigation check?
I absolutely would. Is it gonna work? Probably not, but am I gonna try? Yes. Yep, nope, that's a 6.
You look around and you don't really notice too many people you think might be able to help you. You do see a few Dragonborn, but they appear to be whispering amongst themselves, and you think it might be difficult to cut into their conversation. There is an extraordinary amount of noble merchants here, too. Trying to figure out which one would know something and which one wouldn't would probably be difficult, but you could attempt to do so.
Okay. Caspian is going to approach the dance floor and try and mill around and see if there's anyone looking for a partner. Maybe he can get some conversation that way.
You do see several people on the outside that are kind of looking in. It's mostly the more young nobility. There does appear to be a young woman who looks uncomfortable and is kind of glancing up at people, seeing if they're approaching her. She looks excited, and then they pass her by, and she looks a little disappointed.
Well,
She's also wearing a lime green dress, which is making her stand out a bit too much amongst the nobility, who are all wearing shades of red or orange or yellow.
I see. Well, Caspian is going to approach said young lady, and he's going to whisper under his breath as he goes over, Aurelia, forgive me. And he's going to softly approach the young lady and remove his hat and bow. Excuse me, I was wondering if you were wanting any company for the evening.
Oh, well, my mom said that I was supposed to try and find other nobility, but I don't really think anyone likes me here. So, but I'm probably... She kind of looks you up and down. How nice are you dressed? Like, did you dress in your normal stuff, or did you try and clean up a little?
Caspian tried to clean up.
Okay.
He's not a total stranger to this. He's heard enough to know that, hey, I shouldn't show up in my dirty, everyday, normal clothes.
She kind of looks you up and down and says, well, go and roll a persuasion check.
Alright. Please, dice gods, don't hate me.
Now you spot this happening by any chance?
Yes. All of
I would
your
like to
friends, well, all of your companions' doings
So I'm guessing I don't hear any of these words, but I do see Caspian talking to a young girl in a bright green dress.
You would know who it is. It's Aurora Cadelli. It's kind of a lower nobility. You're kind of surprised that they were even invited here. But you also know that she is wearing the wrong color, and that's why the other nobles won't dance with her.
Okay. Oh, there's a thing okay. I'm gonna bardic inspiration Caspian. So I'm gonna whisper a little ditty under my breath, like just a little ditty, and give Caspian a bardic inspiration because I'm like, oh. Poor thing.
Oh, thanks.
I was meeting the girl.
Okay, good.
Sure you were.
Sure it was. Yep.
Well-
All right, that's a D6, right?
Right.
Yeah, it's a D6 at this level. You also get stuff with it, so you get a mote of inspiration of a potential even. So if you use it on an
Okay.
ability check, you get basically advantage on the bardic inspiration die.
Okay, cool.
I will say that even before that, she starts to reach for your hand.
It might come in
Alright.
useful later.
Yeah, it's this DM going, save it.
You know what? I'll also whisper under my breath, and I'll give Arzhel, who I'm assuming I've seen talk to a servant, I'll give him one as well.
Thank you.
Pass out the ability check savers.
Yeah.
And again,
that
you
might
get
be
adva-
good in the roleplay heavy campaign
Yeah.
session.
So I'm going to give, again, if you use these on ability checks, the bardic inspiration die is rolled twice, and you pick the highest. Or you pick whichever one you
Cool.
want, really.
Thanks.
So Cass, she reaches a delicate hand towards you and kind of coyly looks away as if she expects you to take it.
Caspian takes her hand and, well, I'm not the best, but shall we?
Of course, I love this dance. And as you are pulled out onto the dance floor, you realize that all the nobles are doing a specific dance. So it seems like everyone knows and has been taught the steps of this dance. I assume that you've been to one of these before?
Friend of has. I'm learning as I go.
Sure, I'll help you.
Thank you kindly.
I kind of wish someone would help me in these things, so I guess it's okay if I help you. Alright, we're gonna spin. And she kind of guides you through this dance. Why don't you go ahead and roll a performance check?
Okay. Hey.
Hey!
You pick it up pretty well. With her kind of subtle commands and kind of gesturing which way you should turn, you actually look like you know the dance. What are you even doing here? Oh, what's your name? I'm sorry, I didn't even introduce myself. What kind of noble am I? My name is Aurora Cadelli, of the Cadelli household. Who are you?
Well, it's a pleasure to meet you, Lady Cadelli. I'm Caspian Odell. I'm accompanying Lady Tantal tonight.
Lady Tantal actually showed her face? How brave. I've heard the rumors.
Well, I came into this a little fresh, so I'm learning as I go on pretty much everything. However, I haven't been above a little bit of gossip here and there.
Oh, do you want to hear the story I heard?
Absolutely.
I heard that she poisoned her husband to death. Oh, her husband was very much a mama's boy. The apple of his mother's eye, and she is furious that he perished. I heard that she's planning to take down Lady Tantal as cruelly as she can, make her suffer. I wouldn't want to be under her ire. She's scary. Not as scary as Lady Aurelius, but still scary.
I see. Well,
She's gonna
that's a
strip
mighty
her
big
of
rumor.
every single gold piece. And I'm sure she's gonna publicly humiliate her too. Oh, poor thing. Oh, but not if she's a murderer, but she probably didn't do it? I don't know. You know how nobility goes. Oh wait, I guess you don't.
I've heard a thing or two or three, but never experienced it firsthand.
Oh, it's a fight. You kind of learn the ways, and that people can't be trusted.
That I did learn.
You go ahead and continue your dance. Percy, what are you doing?
Oh, yes. Okay. So the first step is I still have my unseen servant, right?
Right.
I assume I would know what ball we're going to, and I know how to dress accordingly for the situation.
You definitely would.
I'm definitely wearing the finest, most latest fashions in varying shades of bright reds and yellows, oranges. I basically just look like I'm a little bit on fire.
Mm-hmm. As
However,
is
with the disguise
classic.
itself,
You also would know that wearing a single crystal earring at this event to simulate the glitter of the leaves is also appropriate.
I'm wearing a loop earring with multiple crystals in it because I'm a little extra.
Of course.
It's basically like a dream catcher type vibe.
Wonderful.
However, his hair is currently more silvery than red because, disguise self.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to look around and try and spot, first of all, the drunkest guy here who is definitely talking to a woman of some kind.
Oh, yeah. And you already know who it's going to be. That's Lord Odell, excuse me.
Yep.
He is always drunk at those functions, and it's considered bad luck if he isn't.
Mm-hmm.
He is currently chatting with a woman that has to be half his age. She looks moderately to severely uncomfortable.
All right. So I'm going to then look around. Have I spotted a certain red-headed matriarch?
You have. She appears to have a young boy with her.
I gotta give him a little bit of a glare, but I move on. A little later. I'm going to look around for a bunch of gossiping nobles in a circle. There's definitely a set somewhere.
There definitely is, but go ahead and roll an investigation check. We'll see how well you remember high society.
Absolutely. That would be a 16.
You see a group of noble girls that are gossiping by the punch bowl, but you know that those aren't the real gossips. You slip past
I'm looking for the older woman.
the ball, and you go into a side room where there is tea and cakes and brandy, and a group of old noblewomen sit in what is essentially a solar, and they are around a table. You hear the tittering laughter as they loudly whisper their gossips.
Now, one cannot simply just enter one of these conversations. It's
course
uncouth.
not.
There has to be a reason. I'm going to command my unseen servant
Mm-hmm.
to basically flick the glass out of the drunk man's hand onto the girl he's talking to.
Okay.
Now, usually, the unseen servant could do anything a regular human servant could do. There's a strength of 2. I assume it can't attack, sure. But pushing a glass a little bit out of a drunk man's hand onto the person he's talking to, I'm assuming he's way too close to.
Way too close and kind of hovering over. He is a tall man, and she is seated. So I'll say that the DC would be too low for you to roll on. But I'll go ahead and say that the unseen servant taps the glass, and you see wine fall onto this young woman as almost this terrible rain. She shrieks and stands up and starts trying to bat at the liquid with a napkin to no avail. And all around her, the other nobles start gossiping as she almost looks as if she's going to cry and says, "Excuse me, I have to go." And she pushes past the drunk man, who actually stumbles and crashes into another table where more drinks are spilled. There is a little bit of a clatter and noise as nobles are trying to right the drunk man and clean up what he has spilled.
I'm going to turn to the ladies all kind of gossiping in a circle. Did you see that, Mr. Oldwell, up to his usual antics?
The woman closest to you, who appears to be in entirely ruby with orange accents, has a feather fan that she seems to almost cover her mouth with, but not quite, and she says, "Oh my, Lord Orwell is always causing a fuss at these events. Do you remember the spring formal of 2 seasons ago? Oh,
Oh, I've heard that his servants water down his wine, and yet it doesn't make a difference. He just drinks twice as much.
no, they wouldn't dare. Where would you ever hear such a thing? Come, tell us everything."
I'll take a seat with them. A little too comfortable in my natural habitat. I also heard that he was drunk during the birth of his first child.
Of course he was drunk during the birth of his first child. I think its mother was drunk as well. You know the Odwells start that young. There's probably brandy in the baby bottles.
Now, have you heard of the Aurelius scion? Or
Oh.
ex-Scion, should I say?
Oh, what a terrible tale. It seems she gets a new son every 30 years. I swear that woman hasn't aged a day. Poor Percy Eli Aurelius the Fourth. Whatever happened to the third, the second, and the first, I wonder? Long gone, I'm sure.
I have a moment of shocked silence.
And what are we on
I
now? I heard she named the child Icarus. She always names them something in the beginning. And you look around and you notice this table is full of elves.
oh,
Yeah, she always names them something, doesn't she? What was her last one started at? Oh, Sisyphus, I think. She calls them all Percy eventually. Each one tossed away a disappointment. Well, except for the ones that mysteriously disappear. How long do you think this one will last, ladies? Maybe we should start a betting pool. I can't see it lasting more than 3 decades. What about you, young man? What do you think?
honestly, I'm like a little shaky. I would give it maybe 2.
Yeah, I think the last one actually got away easy. They never did what happened. Excuse me, they never did find out what happened to the others.
My.
Who knows with that woman? I've heard there are dastardly things going on in the Aurelius household. Not that anyone would challenge them.
Right. That's new to me. Sorry, I've been out of town for a little bit here, exploring the world. I am an adventurer, of course, these days.
Oh, an adventurer. How
What do you
lower class.
Of course, sometimes we do have to engage with the rabble.
Hmm. Don't
Plus, a
engage
little
too
bit of
hard,
adrenaline
lest
keeps
their
you young.
dirt rub out on you.
Oh, I would never allow such a thing. Now, I'm very sorry, ladies, but I must bid my farewells. I have a few things I need to catch up on with some other guests. Enjoy your stay.
Don't be a stranger. We could use more handsome table ornaments.
Oh, stop it. As soon as I start to turn around, the smile drops. And I am making my way to
Of
my
course.
dearest mother.
Arzhel, now that you've talked to the old man, what are you doing now?
The other person, the woman that was trying to get people's attention but failing, what's she up to now?
Oh, she looks a bit dejected. She's trying not to show it, but she kind of, in a very noble way, has sat on a fainting couch and is kind of just laying back at this point. She is admiring the revelry around her, but there's a disconnect.
I would like to approach her.
Oh, hello. How can I help you? Are you a servant?
I'm just here to make sure that everything's going okay. I guess a servant of sorts.
Oh, well, you're not one of mine. I always have mine uniformed. Which family do you hail from?
Particular one at this moment.
You must
She
be
seemed to
accompanying a
be.
noble to be in this party.
Oh, yes. The noble.
Do, do you not know the name of your noble?
Mentioned I'm really bad with names.
Tantal.
Lady Tantal.
Lady
Tantal.
Seti Tantal.
Okay, yes. I am here with Lady Tantal.
Oh, I'm glad she accepted my invitation. I had heard that she's going through a trying time right now. I'd hoped this would cheer her up, but I'm afraid I may have fed her to a den of wolves unintentionally. I should apologize to her later. Is she in good spirits?
As good as spirits as she can be. All things considered with what's going on.
That is gratifying to hear, if I don't think you're being entirely truthful. What is it that you require from me?
Saw you earlier. I don't know. You seemed out of place compared to everybody else.
Oh, well, I suppose in a way that you are correct. I'm a bit like Lady Tantal. Nobility wasn't what I was born into. As such, I seem to be a marked soul. Even if I have authority, it seems none is granted to me. This is my party, and yet no one will let me organize it. Nobody lets me dictate. My lord husband has managed everything for me, even though it is I who requested we host. It is the price you pay for wealth, I suppose. Although some days it is heavier than I think I have strength for. But you, are you enjoying a party you are not normally invited to?
I will admit, yes, this is the first formal affair that I have been to. It it is definitely interesting. Almost wished I had dressed a little differently to fit in better, but I could
Between
see
you
why
and
people
me,
enjoy these.
I think it's better not to fit in with this lot. There's a cruelty to nobility. If you're different, perhaps you are not cruel.
That is why I was trying to look for people that were not fitting in.
Outcasts seeking outcasts. How appropriate. She seems kind of sad. I hope you enjoy the party. I must attempt to seize some authority, whatever they'll grant me.
If you ever need a strong arm, someone, at least
No,
just to be presence, you can
actually,
let me know.
if you're so eager, do you want to cause a bit of a scandal?
Very possibly. It sounds fun. You have me intrigued.
Then how about we go to the dance floor for dance? It will set everyone a-twitter with gossip, and frankly, I'm a little tired of this entire lot. If I can't organize the party, at least I should be the talk of it, for better or worse.
Can't argue with that logic.
She holds out her hand expectantly.
Take her hand and lead to the dance floor.
All right. How well do you know noble dances?
I have no experience, but if it's performance, I have a little bit of a bonus.
There you go. Go ahead and roll your performance check.
Reminder, you have an inspiration.
I was going to say, I'm
You
going
have
to
an
use my inspiration here because I want this to go well.
You can use bardic inspiration after the roll.
Yes. So
Yeah,
if you
better.
don't do good, you can make it gooder.
Yeah.
Do amazing.
Oh,
Natural 20.
How many is that tonight?
That is 2 natural 20s. But you wanted to cause a rumor? Talk of the dance?
do you dance actually, or do you change the game plan? How would you like to approach this nat 20?
I want to make this stand out.
Okay, so instead of following along with the prescribed dance of nobility that everyone is just going through the motions, you actually pull her to the center and seem to kind of disrupt the dances as if you're parting a wave. And soon, out of confusion and curiosity, you have a ring of nobles around you, and it is you and Lady Odell, excuse me, Lady Von Derge, in the middle of the dance floor alone. And as you pull her close, your dance is remarkable, and she seems surprised and flattered. And she says to you, "Oh my, you, I am into uh well past my girlhood, yet I feel young again. I had no idea you were so talented."
I am a man of many talents, yes.
Hmm. And just what do those talents extend to, I wonder? She has kind of a coy look in her eye.
Many things that would not be suitable for this ballroom.
Hmm. I see. Well, perhaps we could talk later. I know a place that isn't this ballroom.
Enjoy that.
You guys continue your dance. That brings us back to Cass. At this point, about half a candle mark has passed. That is the time that Lady Tantal expected you back.
Well, Caspian looks at his lovely evening companion. Half candle mark passed already? Well, time does fly when you're in excellent company. I'm
Oh.
afraid I have to go report to my lady. I will return.
You as well. If you have time later, I'll be here practically all night.
He smiles. Then I guess we're in the same boat. He
She
tips his hat.
She hides her face behind her fan, but it looks like she's blushing a little. As you approach Lady Tantal, she grabs both of your hands. Did you find anything out?
Well, he leans in closer to whisper to her. There are people under the impression that you, poisoned your husband.
Poisoned him? Oh
Yes,
no.
ma'am.
Okay. That's not entirely what happened.
Hmm.
Well, unfortunately, I am neither judge nor jury nor executioner, so I pass nothing here. But it looks like your mother-in-law is out for blood.
Of course she is. When isn't she? Honestly, a little poison would do her good, too. Is that all you
Caspian
found
just...
out?
Unfortunately, I wasn't able to get much more out of my lovely dance partner.
All right. Fine. That's... Very well. Arzhel, what are you doing?
Well, if the dance has finished and it is time to report back, then I shall do so.
Very well. So you approach the Lady Tantal. She looks to be in conversation with Cass and looks disappointed and a little frustrated. And then she looks to you and says, You must have had some sort of success. And she grabs your hands. What did you find out?
Well, I had great success on the dance floor.
Yes,
But
yes?
what I have found out from the hostess of the party is that she is afraid that she might have thrown you to a pack of wolves unintentionally.
Of course she did. But I accepted knowing that. She didn't know that? That's what happens when you're not born to nobility. You don't know all the ins and outs. Not like I do. Well, that was much less than I'd hoped for. Anything else out of the ordinary?
There's an old frail man guarding a hallway. No one's allowed past without a special invitation.
Really? Well, I guess that's our next stop. Where's your other friend? Where's Percy? Percy, what are you doing?
I'm walking towards Mother.
She has sat at a table. She hasn't moved from where you saw her before, but she does appear to be speaking to several other nobles. They seem to be speaking with her with a small amount of reverence and a large amount of fear.
As is appropriate.
Mm-hmm. Even though she's sitting and they're standing, her presence reminds you a little bit of Mocadelia in that she seems much larger than she is. She commands the respect of those who she's speaking with. You hear her voice. And so, I expect the next shipment to be paid in full prior to delivery. Do you understand? Or do I need to repeat it for your small, tiny brain? The noble says, No, ma'am. You have been heard, and I will have my servant leave payment at your mansion as you requested. He doesn't seem to look her in the eyes.
Mhm.
Very good. Finally, you've started to learn a lesson. Maybe there is some hope for you yet. Dismissed. You see the crowd immediately disperse.
I am simply going to walk up, and I'm going to use the ability I have, which is Performance of Creation. As an action, I can create one non-magical item of my choice, medium size, within 10 feet of me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to summon Percy's favorite armchair that they kept in the living room of their house next to her, because she sat down, you said, right?
Yes.
So I'm going to summon it next to her, give it like a pretty blatant hint to only her of who I am. But to anyone else, probably just a little bit of showmanship, which is in tune with the character I'm currently playing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to take a seat into it and smile as if I'm about to greet her dearly, but speak with like a little more venom. Mother.
Oh, but I'm not your mother anymore, am I? Now you're just another person, disgraced from nobility. You couldn't keep yourself in check, could you, Percy?
Is that what you told the three before me, Mother?
I don't know what you're speaking about,
You
son.
know exactly what I'm speaking about.
I wouldn't say that I do. Would you care to
Do you
enlighten
really?
me?
Would you like to make a scene in the middle of this floor? Now, don't get me wrong.
I
I'll be
would
thrown out or arrested.
love to make a scene in front of this floor. And whose side do you think they'd be on, my dear one?
Oh, you know them. Whichever side's more fun. Now,
And who's
don't get me
more
wrong.
fun than me?
Don't get me wrong. You, of course, are a powerhouse in this kind of establishment, but do you really want the nobles talking about how you couldn't keep your own son out of a city?
It's not my
That
job
might-
now, is it?
Well,
In fact, they might
cr-
think that they might think me kind. I've let poor disgraced Percy back into nobility so he could have just a taste of the life that he was torn from. Are you
You know,
kidding? I'd have
everyone-
the Herald write a whole expo on it.
You know everyone will know
Benevolent
that's a lie.
Aurelius house. Oh, it's definitely a lie, but, lies sell. You know that better than anyone.
Tell me of the three before me, Mother.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Can I, inside check that?
You can certainly try.
I know it's true-ish. 19.
As always, your mother is unreadable. As her face does not even give away the single eyebrow twitch as she looks you dead in the eyes and says, I have no idea what you're referring to. Perhaps you got your facts wrong. You always did have a hard time studying, Percy.
I will find out, Mother. I'll find out what happened to the previous three.
Oh. Find out, will you? Make sure it doesn't become the previous 4. Isn't that right, Icarus? And you see this young child who can't be more than 3 just look up and smile.
Good chat, Mother.
A pleasure to see you, Percy. Don't be a stranger. I'd love to see you again.
So we've been smiling this whole time, pretending this is a very pleasant conversation, right?
Definitely.
I stand up, having just looked like I've had a conversation that was nothing but smiles with the great Aurelius house. And I'm going to head towards one of the nearer groups of people.
Mm-hmm.
I'm start conversations using that kind of that weight of that social interaction. Like I look like I'm one of the people that's in with the Aurelius house.
Sure.
Hi, sorry, I'm did you hear of the Tantal house recently?
Oh, yes. We
Well,
heard
I-
many things about the Tantal house. What have you heard?
I heard that the husband was actually sleeping with his own mother.
Ah,
And upon his father discovering,
Tantal.
his father killed him.
You're
And now the
kidding.
mother's suing to keep the money away from dear Lady Tantal.
Oh, poor Lady Tantal. What a terrible
No.
rumor. Go ahead and
Poor
roll.
thing.
Roll a deception check.
Absolutely. Now, do people know if they've been charmed?
Yeah.
People do know if they've been charmed.
Yes. People will know
They
if
do.
they've been charmed.
Yeah. All right, we'll just do it raw then. Ooh, I'm gonna re-roll that with my my Betty,
Sure.
with my magical dice thing that I get for my write-up.
Sure. Your fate dice.
That's better. 25.
Oh my. Excuse us. You see the group disperse and they all join different social circles. And you see the gossip has started to spread. Meanwhile,
Right. I should help with her image. I'm gonna start heading back towards Lady Tantal at this point.
Cass and Arzhel. This is the problem. We need to change the rumors somehow, or we can go to the hallway. What do you think? I don't know if I care what you think. You guys are both lower class, but I kind of care what you think. What do you think I should do? Do you think I should survive it out here, or do you think I should take my chance with this high society invite?
My experience, if you are supposed to be now the head of your house, you need to be able to show that you can take charge.
Yes.
Show leadership.
Okay. Does that mean I stay here or go to the secret society?
I mean, if you go to the secret society and no one sees you but knows that you're here, then it looks like you ran away.
But then I'd be in the secret society. You know, pulling the dark strings of the underworld. That could be better than high society. Plus, aren't you the least bit curious?
Oh, I'm extremely curious about that society. But who invited you to that society?
I don't know. It was an anonymous invite, which kind of makes sense for a secret society, I think. It was
It does.
left
But
on my
considering
table.
the rumors,
Maybe the rumors are the key to getting in.
it could also be a trap.
Trap? It could be. But I also have bodyguards. So how risky could it be? Right? You both advertised yourself as your greatest skill being able to fight and protect, right? So, maybe this society isn't a risk after all.
You're going into an area. You don't know how many people are there waiting. You don't know who could be in the shadows, who could be invisible. A fight could happen and be over before we can even pull our weapons.
Well, then I hope I paid you well. Well enough to be skilled enough to protect me. You've convinced me. We'll go to the society.
That is not taking charge and leadership of your house.
Of course it is. I just made a decision. Is that not leadership? And you were being awfully quiet, Caspian. What do you think?
At first, I was thinking that perhaps you should take the invitation. After all, they don't give those to just anyone.
Right.
And you don't know if you're going to get that opportunity again.
Yes.
However, Aurhel does make some very good points.
But we'll never know unless we go.
I understand curiosity, and I understand taking chances when you see them. But from personal experience, could end up with your head on a silver platter.
If only there was a way that we could use that invitation to get in and gain information without them knowing that that's what we were doing.
It's awfully well protected. The way I got this invitation, it was left on my table. And all my doors were still locked. No servant had come and taken it by, it just appeared. I think if there is a secret society and this is real, it's probably very protected. Which lends to legitimacy. I don't know. If I don't take it, I feel like my house will sink.
Why not show this society some strength of your own? Command this room, change their opinion of you, and then go in there.
Hmm.
At least walk in with strength so that you have something to offer them.
And how do you suggest I take charge of this room? Lady Von Dirch organized this party, and she isn't even in charge. I think it's very difficult to sway noble hearts.
It can be. Although,
Well, maybe not for you. All of the room saw that dance.
I was about to say, there are ways.
Well, I'm listening.
Well, it depends on what talents you have.
Discretion. And removing obstacles. She gives you kind of a dark smirk.
I don't see how those talents are going to help you in there.
No. No, they're not. Do you have any
You
ideas,
have to be able
Caspian?
to
Sorry.
win people over, capture their hearts.
What about you, Caspian? Do you have any ideas?
Well, capturing hearts and minds. That's a little, out of my purview, but I can see where that would come in handy. Unfortunately, Arzhel has already, made his grand entrance, is seen as such. And, well, unfortunately, a lady of your talents might actually be best suited for this secret society if you were saying that you are discreet and good at removing obstacles. Is that how you put it?
It's a trick I learned from my cousin. It served me well. Well, now I don't know what I should do. Well, I don't want this invitation to go to waste.
Well, we
I
don't have all the information
suppose-
yet. We're still waiting on, well, a good for nothing Percy. See if he's scrounged anything up.
If I don't go into the secret society, I suppose I could give my invitation to Percy. But it could be the last chance to establish my household. Oh, we'll wait for him, I suppose. It's at this point that Percy, you walk up.
Greetings. What are we all huddled in the corner talking suspiciously for? Stand straight.
I
Don't let
am
people know
standing
you're conniving.
straight.
Not you. You know better. Caspian, Arzhel, stand straight.
Always stand straight.
Don't look so suspicious.
Caspian
my
stands a little straighter and gives Percy a little bit of a stink eye.
Well, I've had an eventful evening. How are we doing?
I'm trying to decide if I should capture the hearts of nobility or if I should go to the secret society. And at this point,
Oh.
maybe I should capture the hearts of nobility literally.
No, it definitely is a secret society. The hearts of nobility cannot be captured by anything except extreme wealth or extreme gossip. And I've already done the gossip thing, so it's time for the secret society.
What did you do? I'm almost hesitant to ask.
What I want you to do is every time someone mentions your husband to you, just for a flicker of a second, look a little bit disgusted.
Oh.
I don't think I like that you responded positively to that.
You know how nobility is.
Well, I
Not
think I
all
may have
happy
changed-
marriages.
The idea was that I think I've changed some perceptions of some people to making you into the victim rather than the offender. That may swing the public persona. I don't know. We'll see.
What?
Either way, it'll be fun.
You're doing me a favor, Percy. What do I owe you?
You owe me a second. At least take me with you to the secret society. That sounds very fun.
Are you too opposed to that?
Well, seems like Percy actually solved our problem for us. So
Yeah,
I guess
there's
we'll
no
head to the
opposition.
secret society.
Unfortunately, the hearts and minds of the nobles cannot be changed by good deeds and commanding presence. They can only be changed by filth and gossip.
Well, if that's the case, perhaps you should take this, Percy. And she holds out the invitation.
Oh, all right. That'll be fun. I'll take it and slide it into my jacket.
Consider it payment repaid. I owe you nothing, you owe me nothing. A perfect
Hmm.
noble deal.
Then we never
But
speak of this again.
I have taken a shine to you. If you ever need help when you're in Lux, I suppose I could be bothered.
I will call you up on that.
Go ahead and add Lady Tantal to your allies section.
Absolutely.
Arzhel and Caspian, you may as well.
Yay!
Well,
Putting it in the notes, I'll remember her name.
I'm going to enjoy the rest of this party and be appropriately disgusted when prompted.
Don't overdo it, just like a little flicker, okay?
You
You're still
know
a grieving widow.
me. You know me. I am very discreet.
Just
So
between me and you.
very discreet. Yes.
Did you poison him?
Poison. That's a lower class method. Of course I didn't poison
Right.
him.
Oh, okay.
Let's just
Black Widow, then.
Let's just say that horses are so easily spooked.
Hmm. I see. Well, enjoy.
Thank you, Percy. Bye-bye.
Bye.
And you see her kind of go off into the crowd. You now
Oh.
hold an invitation with a silver mask. The invitation itself is blood red.
Shall we?
So what's
Oh,
the deal? Are we
We're all going?
are
I
we
assume.
your personal escort?
Hmm. Yeah, that sounds reasonable. After all, a person of my stature, currently within the city of Lex, probably needs a few people to stand in front of me so I don't get pegged with tomatoes.
Fair enough, fair enough.
And you two look sufficiently intimidating. I think I hate it here. You know what? The nobles here are all scum, frankly.
Just having a good time. Actually, expecting to have a slightly better time later.
Oh my goodness. You work fast. All right. Just be
It's a
careful.
party after all.
Don't give your real name. Gossip travels quickly. And the poor ladies of the noble houses will pass you around like a mug of tea.
Caspian looks a little disgusted and askance and
Sorry, where's the downside in this?
Oh dear. Oh no. Bastard children, maybe? I don't know. Look, you do you. Oh my cheeks are like a little pink.
never quite understood the appeal of such endeavors. But I'm not one to judge. Anyway, let's go see what the secret society is about. shall we?
Moving on. Yep, you're so right. To the secret society.
Arzhel, as
Alright.
you pass by a crowd of noblewomen, Lady Von Derge is in there and she gives you a kind of wink and a knowing look.
I'll kind of nod my head a little towards her.
What do I know about Lady Von Derge?
Oh, roll a history check.
It'll be a 14.
You know, Lady Von Derge was not of noble birth. She was actually the bastard child of a nobleman and a common woman. She is very clever and very intelligent and very talented in the magic arts, which net her a noble husband. Unfortunately, it is not a happy marriage, and it is rumored that Lord Von Derge readily and happily cheats on her at every waking moment. She is currently very upset about this and is working her way through the staff in revenge.
Ah. Arzhel, you'll have a great time.
Thank you.
Anyway, I'll
But
just leave that for you to
this
discover.
does need to be first, unfortunately.
Business first, pleasure later.
Yes, yes.
All right, so you guys are headed towards the hallway, I'm guessing.
Yo.
So, I mean, yes, we are, but I do.
Mhm.
We are supposed to be bodyguards as well. And all of us are leaving her by herself.
I frankly think she got the better end of the deal. She's good.
Okay. I'm just pointing it out.
If
If
you-
there was something that was going to happen to her.
Were we hired as bodyguards? I thought we were hired as
Yes.
porters and maidens and butlers and stuff.
Well, you weren't hired
And
at all.
bodyguards.
Well, no, they don't know that.
We were told to also be bodyguards.
Ah, I see. Well, she's good in here. No one commits violence at these balls. It's frankly uncouth. And frankly, if they were and she was removed from the face of the earth, I don't know about you, but I would not shed a tear.
Considering she can confirm the exact thing that I was expecting.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I get that. I feel that.
Hey, welcome.
As you guys are kind of discussing this, you see that Blu'berry has kind of wandered up to you all. He's been kind of hanging around. He looks a bit lost because this is very much not his society, but finally he seems to join the group. Since this is you coming in, why don't you introduce yourself and your character?
Hi, I'm Vets. I play Blu'berry Hyll, a halfling. He's just a simple little farm boy who knows magic.
Hi.
Hi.
We're joining a secret society. You want to come?
Sure.
Wonderful. Hello, friend.
Hi.
Now, I'm assuming we've all introduced, but I'll just read you it quickly. I'm Percy. Hello.
I am Blu'berry. You can call me Blue.
Blue. Delightful.
Yeah.
Right, well.
Caspian.
Anything else? Oops, sorry. Continue.
I'm Caspian. Pleasure to meet you and all that lovely pleasantry. Thankfully, we'll be out of this lovely pleasantry world of two-faced. Anyway, soon.
Hello, Blue. I'm Arzhel.
Hi.
There's really a lot of fun you can be having at this ball if you look in the right places.
Yeah? What type of fun?
What kind would you like to have?
Preferably the fun that Scarf can join in on, and I take off my little pet scarf and I hold her up.
Did you say pet scarf?
I believe it's
she's
a
a-
ferret.
Oh, it's a ferret. Okay. Oh, that makes more sense. Yeah. Okay, sorry.
Her name is
Okay.
Scarf.
Her name is Scarf. That makes a lot more sense. I thought you had a living scarf, and I had so many questions.
An animated object?
Scarf
It's just a scarf
alive?
with googly eyes.
Okay.
No, you see a ferret poke its head up and...
That is the cutest thing I've ever seen.
You want to hold her?
Yes.
I just kind of take Scarf and I like hold her out for you to take.
I gingerly pick up the ferret.
Yeah.
Link.
It's very
Like a little
soft.
creature.
It kind of smells, but it's very soft, and its
Oh.
little wiggly nose kind of sniffs at you, and it turns towards your hand and gives you a little lick, and its wiggly body it's holding you with its paws.
I would die for you. Here, take it back before I get crazy.
Oh, okay. And I just take Scarf back and put her back around my neck like a scarf.
And she
That-
just kind of cuddles up under your chin and closes her eyes.
She's kind of like a cat snake. It's brilliant.
I guess, yeah.
You guys approach this hallway. You see the old man servant leaned up against the wall, and he gives you a side glance and says, "No admission without an invitation."
Well, sorry. Is there anything else we need to do before we bother this old man with an invitation? Are we all good?
Oh yeah, I'm cool.
Or any unfinished business, gang? No?
No,
All right.
no, this first.
There's
Focusing
unfinished
my mind.
business.
Are you convincing me or yourself? I will hand the older man the invitation I was given.
He doesn't take it, but he glances at it and says, "Through the door."
No bother. I will walk forward confidently.
You guys walk through this hallway and walk and walk and walk, and as you do, it gets darker. The bleakness of the dark walls actually seems to seep into the shadows itself till you're surrounded by nothing but black velvet. You can barely see the hand in front of you until at last sconces of purple flame seem to light the way. And as you pass the first one, you see that the stained glass windows also persist down here. It seems to tell a tale of many heroic deeds of this family, until you get to one where you notice it seems to depict some sort of angel, holding a flaming sword high, with two eyes peering over from the sky. And under it, it simply says Magos. As you pass by, you see a door. It is nondescript. Seems almost plain for this ornate, decorated mansion. It has a single handle.
Well, I'm just gonna walk up and open the door if that's all right with y'all.
Well, yeah, crack on. Fuck.
All right, I just swing open the door, just wild abandon.
So you touch it.
I hate it when the DM says, so you touch it. No.
As you pull at the handle, it appears locked. It does not open.
Okay.
Oh, is
You
this
just
because
hear
you're not invited?
Nothing.
I'll try the handle, as I'm the one holding in the invitation.
Okay.
As you pull it, the invitation glows. It erupts into flame, and the silver mask floats in the air and presses itself against the door handle. The door itself seems to shimmer and shatter, dissolving away into a silver ornate frame with a silver ornate door, tangled thorn vines weaving around the outside. In the middle, it simply says, Solter Insomnio. And the door creaks open.
That was a little extra.
Here I was thinking I was gonna have to pull out something I really don't like doing.
What's that?
Let's just say I know a thing or two about locks.
Oh, you are going to be a great friend, I can tell already.
Said I don't like doing it.
Ow. Understandable, I suppose. Shall we?
Yeah, and
Yeah. With the door open, I'd like to. I mean, I know it doesn't have amazing range, but I got a few uses of it. Let's use some divine sense.
Oh, and I modified that for you, didn't I?
Remember. Oh, yeah, because it's a little different because of how the world works.
Yep.
Yeah.
You
So, yeah.
open your senses and are rocked by the amount that you feel behind that door. It is oppressive. It is intense. It is almost thrumming through the marrow of your bones, how intensely that you sense the amount behind this door. You have never in your life felt such a thing.
That's not good.
what's not good?
Really strong behind that door. that feeling that I have never felt that.
So, shall we do a trickery?
Be very careful proceeding forward.
All right. Well, that's put a bit of a damper on the whole secret society thing.
The secret society's not all sunshine and rainbows. You're really surprised.
Point made. Accepted. Who
Arzhel,
wants to go
do
through?
you tell
Oh,
them
sorry.
the nature of what you're sensing?
Yes, yeah. What is? I'm assuming evil.
Assuming
I'm not detecting good.
You are sensing an intense amount of emivirs.
Oh,
Because your
Oh.
divine sense allows you to sense those.
oh, is it the Emivirs? Lots of Emivirs.
Oh, maybe we shouldn't go through this door.
Wait, what's that?
Emivirs?
Yeah.
They're not good. They're essentially,
Spirits of the dead.
yes, that are constantly replaying whatever their last few moments were before death. And they usually
Strongly influenced by the emotions that they were experiencing.
Percy pulls the flower out of his hat and starts like holding it for comfort.
It
They're
feels
not
warm.
warm.
Mhm.
I cradle it close to my chest.
Arzhel, all at once, the feeling disappears.
It stopped.
Oh,
In like a good way or a scary way?
It's just gone.
Starting to
we-
think this may have been a trap. May not
Well,
be the
It's
smartest
considering
or
who the
wisest.
invitation came from and the rumors that were going around.
Yep.
You can always go
Mama-
back.
Well, Mama always said you don't know what's ahead until you walk forward. So I'm just gonna go straight through the door.
The door isn't entirely open, so you open the door essentially. It's just
Yeah.
cracked.
Okay.
As you swing it open, you see a well-lit interior. In the middle of the room seems to be some sort of cylinder. It's made of a metal that you can't seem to identify, and it's surrounded by these lavish velvet couches. Crystals glitter along the walls, crystal chandeliers hang from the ceiling. The inside feels luxurious, it feels opulent. There are several doors all around this central circular room, and they all seem to be attended by people who are wearing hoods and silver masks. Along the couches lay nobles who are chatting amongst themselves and eating hors d'oeuvres. They seem to be in high spirits. Next to
Where
the
are the Oh, sorry.
I was going to add one more thing. Next to the door appears to be a genasi. She shines like a pure ruby gem, and as she takes notice of you, she says, "Ah, welcome. How can we assist you today? You don't seem to be regulars here."
well, hi. We were actually recently invited.
She holds up her hand, and it's almost translucent and seems to be cut from a stone. As it glows, you too glow, and hovering in front of you is the sigil of a mask. Ah, first timer. Do you understand what you have stepped into?
Please explain it to me.
And who are these people? She looks at your companions.
My assistants.
Servants are usually excluded from this sort of thing. Why did you bring them?
They're very good at what they do.
And what would be that?
Plus, a mysterious invitation popping up on the table. Of course, I'm going to bring some people with me just in case.
Very well. But we'll have to mind wipe them after. I don't think that you'd object as their owner, correct?
Right, yes, of course. Yeah.
I didn't think so. Welcome, lesser beings, to the treat of the nobility. We're practically a spa here. Do you have negative feelings you just can't get rid of? Will allow us to help you. Would you like a sample of what we have to offer?
What is it you're offering?
The ability to feel good. Isn't that what all nobility wants? Step this way. What emotion do you just hate feeling? Is it sorrow? Is it guilt?
Rage.
Rage. Oh, my favorite. I don't think I could live without it. But to each their own. Step this way. And she steps towards one of the doors, which has a ruby embedded into it. And she opens it for you. Step inside.
Now, let's see if I'm getting this right. They have trapped Emiviers in here, right?
You suspect that.
And the trapped Emiviers filled people with emotion.
They take emotion away.
Yeah, they take the emotion away, so you no longer have to feel it. And if you take all the negative, only the positive remains. Sorry, I don't think I'll sample this right this second, if that's all right.
Oh, did you come
Allow me to
onto
find
this
my-
society under false pretenses? And she gives
Allow
you
me
a
to find my
warning
bearings
look.
first. No, I would never do such a thing.
Then step inside.
Right. And he's gonna turn and look to the party and just kind of shrug and step inside. Oh.
You step inside, and she closes the door behind you. And you hear from a mage stone, simply take a seat and let the rage melt away.
I take a seat.
As you do,
I'm
you are facing a wall that appears to be made from the same metal that the cylinder is. And after a moment, you hear as the wall begins to raise. And inside, you see a teenage man who is almost see-through, and he appears to be laying down in this clear glass container, and you just hear him sobbing. I'm sorry, I could do nothing for her. Sarah! And it loops again, and it loops again, as the last moment of this Emivir replays and replays, and in its apathy and sorrow, the feelings of rage that etched in your
before the
heart.
feelings start disappearing,
Mm-hmm.
I want to hold on to the flower I have. The source of most of my rage at this point.
Are you
I'm just
attempting to beseech the flower?
Yes, I'm basically holding it, cradling it, and keeping those memories in my head. Those memories of why I'm so angry with the nobility and why I'm so furious with the current system that we have.
As you hold the flower, a red glittering mist comes from it and envelops you, and you do not feel the effects of the Emivir. And as the partition comes down again after a minute or so, the red glittering shield fades away, but you see a single petal fall from the flower.
I pick the petal up and stow it.
It disintegrates in your hand.
I'll whisper, "Thank you, Molly," to the flower and tuck it back into my hat. A little sad.
And the door opens, and you see the Genasi. Well, don't you feel better?
I'm feeling rejuvenated.
Just a small sample of what we offer. To join our society is to join an elite. To be rejuvenated and thrust to the top of society. Since you got our invitation, I assume you have some sort of skill to offer us.
Many, frankly.
As a token of good faith, we would appreciate a demonstration of your skill. Or, if you'd like to give us one of your companions, we could always use more emotional fodder.
I'll demonstrate my own skill, thank you.
Arzhel, Caspian, and Blu'berry. While this is going on, what are you guys doing? As you look around, you see that there's nobility just languishing on couches. People aren't really paying attention to any of you. Any of the staff is going to be hooded and masked.
Is there a snack table?
There is.
I just want to walk up to there and just fill up a plate. And so when they come out the room, I'm just standing there, like arms full of snacks, mouth full.
There is definitely, there's an ice cream bar, there's the healthy snacks, there's very exotic quail eggs that appear to be stuffed with some sort of exotic vegetable. Everything is coated in gold. It is opulent and extravagant, and it actually tastes delicious. It is rich. It is flavorful, and every single ingredient seems to stand on its own and not conflict with the other. This is the best food you've ever had.
I'm gonna give Scarf one of the eggs as well.
She... It is all over your shirt now. And all over her.
That's fine.
Caspian and Arzhel, what are you doing while Percy's in this room?
Caspian is gonna look to Arzhel, and he's gonna say under his breath, getting rid of negative emotions. I mean, wouldn't say I'm not tempted, but using what they're using can't be good. What are we gonna do?
Who you are is made up of both the good and the bad. It is not right to get rid of one.
Can I
Do
hear
is
them at
figure out
all?
How to get out?
Yeah.
Sorry. All right. Can I also be in this conversation, or?
We had figured that you were at the snack table, but yeah, you're welcome.
Okay. Actually, never mind.
Okay, you're at the snack table. You too.
Yeah.
Need to keep an eye who goes in and out. We need to see how we can leave.
Let's just hope they don't get us memory wiped before we leave this place.
That's why we're taking note of who goes in and out.
A servant approaches you two. Unusual to see extras here. Are you being treated? Would you like to sample the wares?
Caspian hesitates.
Is your heart
looks-
full of sorrow?
Takes a deep breath. Grimaces. Yes, and it is all my fault. I am a selfish, broken, cruel man. But
The servant takes
It's
your
my-
hand gently. You don't have to be. You can let go. You don't have to feel those feelings anymore. Live your life happily. I can help you.
Caspian is gonna look to Arzhel and Blue, and he's going to take a shaky breath, takes his hand away from the servant. I'm afraid, it's not my place to find pleasure. I need to bear this burden.
You don't need to bear anything. Here we're all free. You can set down the heavy load in your heart. Let them take it from you. How can you think if you're filled with such heavy grief? Don't you need a clear head to move forward?
I know my path forward. My path forward is with the Iron Ballista. My path forward is
The
finding
Iron
a way.
Ballista.
Yes.
You're with the Iron Ballista.
So what if I am?
She leaves and starts heading towards the Ruby Genasi. You see her grab the Genasi's arm and start whispering in her ear.
I don't think you were supposed to say
Subtlety.
that.
Subtlety goes a very long way.
Yeah, well, subtlety doesn't do shit on a sailing boat.
There's a lot here.
Well,
You see the Genasi narrow her eyes and says, Macadelia's fucking breath are here. And you immediately see all of the servants turn towards you all. I need you all to roll initiative.
I'm sorry, guys.
That's all right.
It
This
just
was
followed
getting-
the way out.
Oh, I got a 7. Fuck. A reminder: 2 of you have bardic inspirations.
Cass,
Hold me, I'm
the one who
scared.
started it all, appears to be going first. Let me go ahead and roll for my people.
Do they roll a natural 1 like me?
No, but they rolled pretty bad. Percy.
Yep.
I'm marking down initiative.
Oh,
Goons. Then Arzhel pulling up the rear. Okay, so Cass, you immediately feel a thrum to the room as this heightened battle awareness takes you. You see that each of the servants have turned towards you, and it looks like they're preparing to fight. The nobles in the center have caught wind something may be going down and are currently hiding under their couches. What are you doing?
Alright. First things first. As an action, I am going to pop Radiant Soul. Caspian's eyes glaze over in a silver, almost nickel kind of thing, and a pair of incorporeal white and silver wings pop from his back. He draws his cutlass and points it at the nearest servant. Alright, you motherfucker. You ready for a fight? Because I'm bringing you one. And bonus action dash towards the nearest person.
The nearest person would be the one that you were talking to earlier.
Alright. Well, that is my turn for now. That's all I can do. Radiant Soul takes an whole action.
Oh, man.
Yay.
All right. Next up is Blue. You watch as Cass is flooded with light as these brilliant wings pop into existence and they take charge towards the nearest person. You see that the snack table is unmanned currently, and there are several servants that look to be ready to flip these switches that are next to them. What are you doing?
Let me see here. I'm gonna do. Okay, what's the closest servant? And what is like the closest switch servant?
It would be fairly close to you. You could get there within a movement. All the servants look the same. They're roughly the same build, and they have dark hoods and silver masks on. The masks look all as the same face.
Okay. I would like to. Actually, is the Genasi like gonna attack us too? Or do they look like they're about to fight?
The Genasi looks like they're about to retreat.
Bargaining tool. I want to earthbind the Genasi.
Okay. Is that a saving throw?
It is a 14 strength saving throw.
As you attempt to earthbind this Genasi, you see them scoff at you and say, "Never send earth against the earth." And it seems to quell the land, and you can't rise the spell up to her. She just looks at you and says, "Nice try, kid."
Thank you.
Your kind response throws her off.
And I'll just like back up a little bit, I guess. And then yeah.
You back up and your back is now pressed against a wall. You are in between two doors, and there is another servant on the other side of you.
Okay.
As you see that Genasi, not really sure what to say to that, she simply salutes you all and says, "I'm not dealing with Macadelia's trash today. Have fun, kids." And she flips a switch, and you see the center metal cover begin to rise. And then she is gone in a puff of ruby fire. Percy, you see this Genasi kind of disappear into this red flame. The center cover to this pillar is beginning to rise, and you see that there is some sort of spirit inside. What would you like to do?
The first thing we're going to do is look for the escape.
There is the door you guys came through.
How close is it to me?
It's across the room. If you used your full movement, you could get there.
Okay. I'm going to try and do that and check if the door opens.
As you pull on the door, your symbol lights up and it opens.
We need to leave. We need to go. It's bad. It's really bad. Fuck this.
Would you like
Then
to
I'm just gonna...
use your action to dash?
No, I'm going to wait for the others. I am going to... Oh, I don't have any combat stuff. I'm going to Vicious Mockery the servant that Caspian is fighting.
Okay. We'll call that the blue servant, because they are next to doors that have specific gems in them, and that one is next to a sapphire.
You look like your mother is your uncle.
Is that a saving throw?
It is a wisdom saving throw, DC 14.
They rolled a 4.
Cool. I rolled a 2. They take 2 psychic damage.
My mother is a what? Next up is the servant.
He has disadvantage on his next attack roll, by the way.
Okay. Some of the servants are going to go ahead and try and retreat to the edge of the room. It looks like there might be another way out that way. Several of them do disappear, and you're left with 3. The one fighting Percy is going to attack you. Or not Percy, I'm sorry. The one fighting Cass is going to attack.
Disadvantage, please, and thank you.
I know. Cass, you see this Icarus liquid begin to form claws on their hands. As they reach out to swipe at you, you instinctively lurch back, and it only snips a bare hair across your bang. As its hand seems to slice through the very air, you can smell the acrid burning of whatever oil this is. They're going to take a second attack. Oh, Percy saved you.
Oh, thanks, Percy.
The other hand comes up and it barely touches the shirt that you're wearing, and the acid seems to eat away at it. With the barest touch, this fabric seems to fall away. Whatever they have on their hands is dangerous. One's going to come over and attack you, Arzhel. Does a 14 hit your armor class?
It does not.
Ooh, they'll take a second attack. Oh man, you gave the curse of the bad rolls to the goons. You
Thank
guys
God.
may roll out of this yet. So you also see this black ichor that seems to come from their very skin and secretes onto their hands. And as they swipe, you can smell that burning. It almost curls your nose hairs and makes your eyes water as their hands swipe air in front of you. Both attacks miss. And then the final one is going to come after you, Percy.
Uh-huh.
Does a 15 hit your armor class?
Yeah, my AC is 13.
Awesome.
I am just a baby.
Alright, you're going to take 8 points of acid damage on the first hit.
Ow. Sorry, 8 points faster than 1?
On the first hit?
With the first hit? Oh no.
2. Dodge.
Multi-attack.
Dodge.
As you feel that intense pain, you almost seem to collapse inward as you recoil as this white, fiery pain shoots through your chest. As you recoil, it actually makes you dodge the second attack as it swipes over where your head once was. You too can smell that burning acid, and now you can feel it. It feels as if it's dissolving your very bones. Next up is going to be Arzhel. You watch as the others seem to be able to dodge these fairly easily, but Percy full-on takes the hit. And as you look, it's not blood you see that's flowing from his wound, but more black ichor. What would you like to do?
I'm going to have to disengage and make it to the door.
All right.
If I can draw my shield, I will.
Yeah, I think you can. I think it's only an action to equip the shield. Are you positioning yourself in front of Percy?
I'd like to get into the door where Percy is and be like, I got the door, you run.
All right, you see that servant he's fighting hiss at you. Don't interfere. Is that your turn?
Yeah, that's going to be my entire turn. Can't really do much more.
Next up is Cass, and on deck is Blue.
All right.
Cass, you watched Arzhel book it towards this door. You're currently engaged with one of the servants who seems to be slowly transforming as this black ichor begins to rise up their arm. You notice that the partition in the center of the room is rising steadily, and you're starting to feel that emotional pull. You have probably one more turn before it's going to start doing damage to you.
Hey, cool. Well, because I am a swashbuckler, I'm going to take an attack and then book it out of here.
All right, roll your attack.
Please don't roll horribly. That's 12 to hit.
12 will hit.
You,
All right.
Oh. by the way, sorry to interrupt. But Bardic Inspiration on attack rolls in this case means you're dealing AoE thunder damage in a 5-foot radius.
Oh. Cool.
Before that happens, I need you to make me a dexterity saving throw.
Okay. Can I use my Bardic Inspiration on that?
On the saving throw, yeah, you can. It'll give you temporary hit points equal to the number rolled on the inspiration die plus 4 if you use it on the
Alright.
saving throw.
Oh, you are lucky!
You also get 10 temporary HP.
Nice.
Cass, as you slice this servant, that ichor splashes out from them, and as it lands on the floor, you notice that acid begins to eat away at the wood below you.
Oh, crap. Let me roll my sneak attack. because also swashbuckler, and add an extra 4 to that from the radiant soul. So that's 14 damage, and then disengage and book it.
As you see that, as that happens and that damage hits, you see the servant fall. And as they do, that ichor is still spreading from them. It appears to now have created difficult and damaging terrain.
Oh, fantastic.
All right. After Cass, it's Blue. You just
Alright.
watched acid flow out of this creature. You watched Cass rush towards the door. What are you doing?
You said the floor was wood?
The floor is wood, yes.
Well, there goes that plan.
What were you gonna do?
I was gonna mold earth underneath whoever's closest to one of the teammates.
Oh, well, a wood floor is usually built over the earth.
But it would hold up over a pit, you know what I mean?
You would know that the under the wood of the floor is earth.
Okay. Okay, so who's in the most danger right now?
You.
Other than me.
Your friends who have holed themselves up in the door.
Okay.
Possibly the nobles if you care about saving them.
Do we care about saving them?
Fuck
Do
'em.
you care about saving them?
Okay, guess not.
That's a personal choice if you care about saving them.
I kinda do.
They are hiding under a couch. There's probably
Okay.
3 of them here.
Does this... You said it's like acid?
Yes.
Does it look like flammable acid?
Roll an Arcana check.
Alrighty. 5.
5.
5.
You can't really tell if it is flammable or not. What you've read about acid is not very much.
Alright. I'm going to also run towards the door, but like mid-step, I want to cast a firebolt
Okay.
as my action. Actually, can I cast it twice? Because it's a cantrip.
So with that, you would have to use an action to cast it. If you are a sorcerer, you can use Quicken Spell, in which you can cast one as an action and one as a bonus action. The way that spells kind of work is you can cast one spell as an action and one spell as a bonus action, as long as one of them is a cantrip and says it only takes a bonus action or an action. So you could cast Healing Word and Firebolt, but you couldn't cast like 2 Firebolts unless you're a sorcerer using Quicken Spell.
Okay. I don't think I have anything. that
Nah,
does
it's
that.
usually like Healing Word or Shield or
And I
that kind
like
of thing.
is quicken. What is quicken spell?
Are you a sorcerer?
Yes.
Oh, I thought you were a wizard. Quicken
No.
Spell is one of the kind of things that you can take as a sorcerer. You have to choose it. So there's
Oh, okay.
Extended Spell, Quicken Spell, Twin Spell, and they just alter your spell casting. Which one did you take? What meta
Oh, I
magic
have
did you
quicken
take?
spell.
Okay, so then yeah, you could use a sorcerer point to use Quicken Spell, because I think it's only 1 for a cantrip, and then cast it as a bonus action, and then cast it again as an action. Learn your
Okay.
classes, though. Everybody learn your class.
So I'll do quicken spell.
Okay, so you Quicken
Um,
Spell on Firebolt and cast it.
Yeah, actually, okay. So I will quicken spell,
hmm
and then I want to like wave to the person in front of me, firebolt them in the face, and then run towards the door and cast another firebolt on the damaged one.
Okay. I'll say that you cast it a little bit before you get in their face, so you don't get disadvantage. So go ahead and roll your attack on the first one. Unless you want to do point blank, but you will be rolling at disadvantage.
It's fine. 19.
That definitely hits. So you
Alright.
do 9 damage, okay? So as you reach in to the very essence of your soul to draw forth this flame, you snap to it, and that flame, faster than you've ever cast it before, whips out of your hand and explodes in the face of the servant. You hear them shriek as their robes begin to light up in a flame, and as they sweep it off, you notice that they have dark black hair and appear to be elven.
I'm just gonna continue with what I was doing, though. I'm gonna run towards the door and firebolt the other person.
All right, go ahead and roll to hit.
11.
11 is not gonna hit. As you launch
Womp
that
womp.
second firebolt out, it's a lot slower than the first, and almost anticipating your movement. You see them lean back and seem to guide the magic away from them into the wall. It explodes, leaving a charred mark into the wood.
Oh, that's cool.
All right, next up is going to be Percy.
I have many thoughts, and none of them are useful.
Okay.
So, first thing I'm gonna do, oh my god, I did not build this character for combat. Okay, I'm gonna use my bonus action. I'm gonna throw out another bardic inspiration.
Okay. Who are you giving it to?
The only person who's used there so far is Caspian.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna tell Caspian his hat looks amazing. I'm a thorough fan. And then as my action, I'm going to drop a... Because I believe a performance creation, I can only do it once per long rest, or I can burn a second level spell slot to do it again.
Mm-hmm.
So this means that the chair will disappear from upstairs, as I burn a second level spell slot, because I can only have one out. And I want to create a bag of ball bearings already open 10 feet in the air, falling down in front of me.
How heavy
Before
are the
I
ball
run.
bearings?
They're not very heavy.
I didn't know
It's,
if you were going for the
unfortunately-
industrial.
No, I'm trying to scatter them everywhere
Sure.
so that people cannot chase us.
So with
It's
this...
either that. Sorry?
Oh, I was going to narrate, but go ahead.
Well, it's either that or I can create anything up to like 40 GP. So I was thinking
That's a
drop a
lot.
piano, but pianos aren't. Yeah, but it's only for like an X amount of time.
Hmm.
So it's 2 hours right now.
Don't make me
pretty cool, though.
calculate the gold cost of a piano, please.
I think it's already way too high, I have a feeling. There's either just a really big rock, but it can only be medium, so orbs feel good. Wait, no, I'm so silly. I summon a bottle of Alchemist's Fire.
Does
No,
it
it's
work?
FP.
Door yet?
Yeah,
It's
that's
50 GP.
that's 50
No.
GP, and it has a magical property. Is it a mundane item, or can you create
Never
anything?
mind. My maximum value is 80 GP, and Alchemist's Fire is a non-magical item. Well, it's under the equipment in items. I don't know if that makes a difference.
I think it does count as a magical item, but now I have to look up Alchemist Fire. Hang on.
Am I even at the door?
Yeah, you took your full movement and you had already been inching that way. All three of you are in front of this door. There is one servant next to you, and Arzhel has his shield. So Blu'berry, you're in the room on that side of the shield, and then Percy and Arzhel are on the other side. Cass, you're on the side with Blu'berry.
Alchemist's Fire is not a magical item. It's a chemical bomb that ignites on contact with air, and it's under equipment in the PHP.
Counts as an improvised weapon.
Yeah, I'm just summoning it 10 feet away from me diagonally, and then I'm going to run through the door.
I guess it doesn't have magical. It is counted as an improvised weapon, so you know what? All right.
So Bardic Inspiration goes out. Tell Caspian his hat looks very pretty. And we'd be like, all right, now we run, and I drop the Alchemist's Fire.
I need everyone to make dexterity saving throws.
Oh no. Oh,
It's okay. Y'all have Bardic Inspirations if this goes
I
badly.
don't.
Oh, you don't. Oh, you don't. Oh, no. Oh, I don't either. Oh, no.
No.
I got 13.
Blu'berry,
9.
Percy, and Arzhel, you do not pass the dex save.
Well,
Cass, you
You have an
do.
inspiration.
What have you done?
The inspiration's gonna give temporary hit points. Yeah, we'll do that.
Yeah.
You should.
No.
Roll a d6.
Hey guys, remember when Blueberry Hill checked to see if the oil was flammable?
I was too busy.
You're about to find the answer.
Hopefully
Noted.
this blows all of us out the door, right?
Oh, hold on.
I was
Who
gonna say,
was
at
close?
least I'm in the doorway, not in the room, right?
You
I'm
do
in front
have
of a
your
door.
shield up, so I'm going to allow you to take half damage on this, Arzhel.
Awesome.
I-
I'll accept that.
Hey, you said I'm not. Oh Lord. Okay.
I did say chaos.
What have you done?
I don't have combat abilities. This isn't
Oh
for me.
no! Oh
I will tie
no!
you, and I told you to run.
I was
I
running.
just got the whole party PPK'd.
You just magic manned it from Adventure Time and got us.
I can only summon things within 10 feet of me. It had to be close.
Percy, as
Uh-huh.
you summon this bottle of alchemist fire, several things are about to happen right now. You watch as this flask almost seems to fall in slow motion. The metal sleeve of the center pole comes up halfway. Arzhel, you see the spirit inside and you know them. Blueberry, you feel a danger sense as you slowly turn and see this alchemist fire begin to shatter on the ground. Cass, your years at sea have taught you that sometimes the lines swing randomly and you have an extra sense about danger. You throw yourself behind Arzhel's shield. The bottle shatters, rings out. You see the fire begin to spread normally until it hits the servants and the pile of acidic oil spread across the floor. It ignites, sending forth an explosion. Arzhel, as you and the rest are pushed back out of this room, all of you who did not save take 22 points of fire damage. Arzhel,
half.
you
Thank
see
God.
the fire engulf the spirit of your mother as all of you are pushed out and the doors slam shut and fizzles closed. You all are in the hall, burnt. The nobles who are left behind are no doubt dead, the remaining servants gone, and this portal shrinks, compresses, and ignites until just a wall is left.
Ow.
So
Did anyone hit 0?
Percy gets launched out of the fucking door, bounces off a wall, lands on the floor unmoving,
Are you dead?
unconscious.
Okay.
Listen, so the door is shut now, right?
The door doesn't exist. It is just a wall.
I definitely flew face first.
Okay,
into
and we're all in the hallway.
You're all in a hallway. You're not sure if you
Okay.
recognize it.
Well, first things first,
Okay.
Caspian is gonna go to Percy and flip him over and realize that he's unconscious. And he is going to use his healing hands to give Percy 4 HP.
Before that happens, Percy, you have to make a death save.
Heard.
Roll
I
it.
don't
Hold
roll
on.
that saving.
Okay, so with death saving throws, we have a bit of a different system. You do not roll that publicly. You roll that entirely to me. Let me turn off the dice so nobody gets to see what it is.
I could roll it IRL and tell you.
Yeah, you could do that and just DM it to me.
Yeah.
You
Sure.
have invisible dice privileges for now.
Oh wait, that's a swivel down die. Hold on. I've been playing a lot of Magic recently. Bear with me.
Oh my god, you did send me a horse picture with a mustache. What?
I did.
How down are all of you?
I'm at 4.
All right.
Oh,
Did I
I'm-
take any damage from this?
You took half, so you would have taken 11.
Okay.
So we're
Arzhel, you
taking
took
half.
11.
Yeah, we're taking half and having the 7 temporary hit points. I'm only 4 hit points from max.
Nice.
Because of the temp HP, I have lost 1 hit point.
Those 10 HP Bardic Inspirations are kind of sick nasty, actually.
Right?
Yes, they are really nice.
Good. With
Yeah,
Percy in the
that's
party, I
it.
can hit you even harder.
I'm a buff mage, okay? And explosions and stuff.
I
So,
have a feeling it would have been sick nasty.
I'm
Cass,
sorry, I forgot you didn't have one.
Cass, you said you use healing hands. Percy, you come into consciousness, looking into the face of Cass. As they draw their hand away, you see this glow fade.
Oh my goodness. Oh, hello.
Percy,
Everything hurts. Is my hair okay?
as you have
Of
dropped
course.
to 0 HP, you are now scarred from what dropped you. You have a burn mark across your chest.
Oh, that's gonna scar. Oh, the ladies will love it. Ow. Did anyone get the name of the wagon that hit me?
Yeah, it was named Fire.
It was named Your Bomb.
Hey, it worked, didn't it? We're not in the room anymore. Oh. Can we leave? I'm really in a lot of pain.
Oh wait, can I check on Scarf?
What?
Scarf.
Scarf will be fine. Right? Yeah?
Roll a dexterity save for Scarf.
What? Wait a minute.
17.
Oh.
Scarf is fine.
Oh, don't you dare.
I would have cried if Scarf got hurt.
Scarf looks like they were had an incredible sense of danger and actually snuggled deeper into your shirt. You acted as the shield for them.
So,
For now.
today we learned that the nobles keep emivirs as pets, which is downright horrific. But hey, at least those ones are not being kept anymore, right, guys?
Percy,
Still lives.
I need you to roll a personal insight check.
Okay. Dice again.
You can no, you can roll this to the table. But this is
Okay.
something for you.
Sure. That's a dirty 20.
Ooh.
The
Nice.
design and construction of the covers for the emivirs and the design and construction of the furniture was intensely and personally familiar to you. Those are the designs that your family creates and manufactures.
Okay.
What's wrong?
I recognized some of the designs and machinery they were using. Those are Aurelius designs.
Now we have a lead.
Well, not really.
Oh,
My mother is not easily followed.
your mother?
Yes, my name is Percy Eli Aurelius the Fourth. Disowned son of the House of Aurelius.
Here, it looks like you need her more than me, and I just hand you Scarf to hold.
Percy cries. Percy bursts into tears. It's not. Percy straight up starts crying. It's like, it's quiet crying, but it is crying. There are tears. And he's also wincing a lot. This hurts.
Scarf crawls up and puts their little ferret paws on your neck and starts kissing your cheek and like lays their head on along the cheek close to your eye, and you just hear
Oh, I'm
Poor
also going to hug you like I'm a sympathetic cry, and I'm just crying too.
Ouch, ouch, ouch. I'm so burnt. Ouch, ouch.
So am
Please.
I'm going to put my hand on Percy's shoulder. I'm going to cast Cure Wounds.
Ooh.
So heal 7.
God bless magical healing.
yes, but it still scars.
That's okay.
And
We wear
it
the
looks
scarf
like
of pride.
it looks like both of our mothers are involved there.
What?
The Emir coming up from the floor.
Uh-huh.
That's my mother.
That was your mother? I'm so sorry.
Blue just jumps up and hugs you too. just
So that-
hugs all around because you
But I
guys
know
made it.
that explosion is not going to be enough to stop her.
Oh. I'm sorry, but we'll make this right.
You need to go.
We need to leave now, yeah. Someone will
I
come and
agree.
investigate that shortly.
I'm terribly sorry about all of that. It's my nature, I guess, to be a little, see, in my words and whatnot, but we'll get to the bottom of it. I'll make sure of it. Might not know everything, but I'm gonna help you any way I can. He looks between the three of them. I mean,
Well,
We gotta get out of here first.
true.
good idea.
Plus,
Who else is
frankly,
injured?
Caspian, you gave me a reason for my dramatic exit. I couldn't have asked for anything better. All right.
Who else is injured?
Me a lot. I just Blu-ray his hand. He looked like he got thrown in a furnace.
I'll cast Cure Wounds on you as well. Let's see. What happens if I click the cast button? Oh, it rolls it there too. Heal 6.
Thank you. And if you guys don't like your mothers, I'm sure my mom would be happy to adopt you.
Oh, I still love my mother.
Good to know.
Blue's so cute. All right, so you guys are in this hallway. It is what you remember the hallway to be, except this time the sconces are regular orangey red fire instead of the purple blue you had seen before. The shadows also seem less deep, and not far down the hall you can see light.
All right. Should we just go?
Head towards the light.
You head towards
I'll
the
use
light.
Divine Sense as well. Why not? Just in case.
How far does Divine Sense reach?
60 feet. So I'd wait till we got closer.
You do not feel anything.
Okay.
And as you walk out into the ballroom, there's nobody there. You look up and the moon is high in the sky. It's about midnight. All of the guests have gone home, all of the food put away, the ballroom is clean, and there's no one around. Your footsteps echo across the floor and it almost feels lonely.
Yeah, wait there for a second. And I'm going to go towards I probably know where the kitchens would be.
You do.
Basically I know where they keep the good wine and the good brandy.
This is actually not the first time that you've been here, so you know your way fairly well. The brandy would be in the study, which is on the second floor, but the kitchens are on the ground floor, not too far. And as you enter, there appears to be one chef who is prepping for tomorrow, but the hearth is cold and they're just kind of working idly as one does. They take notice of you and say, hello?
Hi, don't worry about it. I'm just here to pick up some wine.
Are you a guest of the household?
I'm just on my way out now, yes.
From... We didn't take in any guests today.
The party?
Which party are you referring to?
Percy tilts his head. Oh, what's the date today?
Which party did you attend?
The Glittering Leaf Festival?
That was 2 weeks ago.
What? I will definitely be needing some wine.
Are you sure it was the Glittering Leaf Festival you attended?
Yes? I'm certain.
Are you an acquaintance of Lord Ordwell?
No, I wouldn't say that. More of a pain in his ass, really.
Percy, you would know that as a saying that they're asking if you're an
You're
alcoholic.
asking if I'm hammered, yeah. Look, I'm just gonna take my wine and leave, okay?
Well, I don't want to argue with a crazy or a drunk person, so have this cooking sherry.
That'll do it. You know what? After today, that'll do. Thank you. Goodbye.
You return to your
Ah.
group, sherry in hand.
Well, dear friends, it's been 2 weeks since the festival that we are all just attending. I have sherry. It's cooking sherry. It's swill. Who wants a sip?
Caspian holds out his hand.
I pass the ball over.
He
Wait, wait, wait.
uncorks it unceremoniously and just knocks it back. Chugs about a quarter of it, hands it back to Percy.
Thank you.
Wait, you said 2 weeks?
2 weeks since the festival that we were all just at.
I gotta send my parents a letter. They probably think I'm dead.
You almost
Oh.
were.
That's neither here nor there. They're gonna be worried. They're probably really worried. They're probably
I would.
mourning already. Oh my god.
I wordlessly pass him the sherry.
I offer some to everybody else before, like, to make sure everybody has what they want.
And will not be passed around the noble women.
Oh,
Oh,
that's
no.
right. You had a thing. Did you get her name?
You mean the hostess of the party?
Did you get her name?
Technically, yes.
What was her name, bud?
I don't remember.
Ah,
Who owns the house? It's her place.
right. And who are you going to ask for when you show up here in the next few days?
I'll look it up.
Right. Good. We should leave. We are at this point trespassing.
Oh, absolutely.
No! Oh my god, Spectre, you just killed me. Arzhel, a thought wanders into your head. You remember that, yes, this was not a sure thing, but Ocean lives here in the noble quarters. If you're willing to spend a bit of your life force.
No, it wouldn't be the same.
Alright, so you guys leave the mansion. And as you do, you see two lone figures waiting for you. The tall, dominant form of Muckadelia, and at her side, the diminutive, but equally daunting form of Darcy. She has her board in hand, and she is blindfolded. Muckadelia has her arms clasped behind her, almost in a half-soldier stance, as she regards each of you and says, "Oh, good. You're not dead."
Not
That
yet.
is scarf. And I just hand her scarf.
You hand Muckadelia a scarf?
Yes.
She doesn't take it, but nods to Scarf and says, yes, you managed to keep your pet alive as well. We always need a mascot."
I like to think that she keeps me alive.
That's adorable, actually. What happened?
Caspian takes his hat in his hands. I, fucked up. Lady Tantal had an invitation to a secret society.
Yes, I know.
Yes, and long story short, we went instead of her.
Good.
And I fucked up and name dropped the guild and started a fight. And Percy blew the room up, almost died. And We came back, and it was 2 weeks later, somehow.
Curious. Anything else of
Wait,
note?
Blue just like, wait, that's what happened. I thought they were mad that I was eating all the snacks because he was away. He wasn't part of that conversation.
Well,
Oh, I think they had plenty of snacks.
They also had a fuck ton of emiviers in a room and were using them to drain negative emotion out of themselves as some form of pleasure. Also, everyone was like bleeding this weird acid oil stuff that turns out to be very explosive. And he's like patting his burnt scar chest.
I had suspected something of the like. Did you find out who they were working for or any other facts about them? Was there anyone else of note?
Yeah.
It was a oh
The things they were using to contain the emiviers were built by the Aurelius family.
I had suspected as much. Interesting you choose to turn your back on your family, Percy.
They did it first. Also, they're kind of bastards.
I see.
Plus, I'll be honest, this party already kind of feels more like family than my family does, so.
and then Blue just hugs you again.
Oh, please don't, I'm so burnt.
I'm glad you
I'm-
think so, Percy. I will endeavor my best to reward that loyalty. We need to stick together if we're going to get through all of this. I had already suspected the nobles had some sort of society that was using emiviers. The coincidences surrounding this place were too many. I'm glad none of you are dead, though I wish you had found a little more intel. Arzhel, do you have anything to report?
I don't know the full situation of the dealings, but I do know that they have, at the very least, captured, if not working with, an emivir who is under independent control
Hmm.
and has the ability to leave their place.
See. I had suspected that they were moving emivirs by cutting the very foundation of whatever they died on. It seems that they are getting craftier in their attempts to use and harness these spirits. This confirms a lot of things for me. You all did a good job. Would you like to go home, or do you have unfinished business here? I have a little time I can spare.
Home is good.
Home is good.
She looks to you, Blue.
Yeah, you're like a cool aunt. I like going with you.
Thank you. I'm not sure how I feel about that, but I was asking if you wanted to stay in the city for a bit or if you wanted to go back to the guild.
Oh, I'll go wherever you want. I trust you.
Well, I thank you for your loyalty. And you, Arzhel? Coming or going?
Given everything that happened here, it's probably best if I go. Just to make sure I'm not seen around here too much.
As you wish, Darcy. You see Darcy mutter the incantation, and the portal flourishes and sparks to life. Beyond the portal is the warm light of the stuffed pigeon. It smells of cookies and coffee and warm conversation, and you feel almost as if it's home beckoning you back. The streets of Lux seem cold for the warm light that flows from this portal. After you.
Thank you, Darcy. Love you, Darcy. Just walk through the portal.
Love you too, Blue. Have a scone.
Thank you, Darcy. I'll go.
Coffee's waiting for you, Arzhel.
Thank you, Darcy. And Caspian goes.
Alcoholic coffee's waiting for you, Cass.
Thank you, Darcy.
I'm gonna turn back to the city I grew up in. and I am going to cast a spell.
What are you casting?
I'm going to cast level 2 spell Skywrite.
What
Allows
are
me to
you
form 10
writing?
words in a part of the sky you can see. They appear to be made of clouds and remain in place for a whole hour.
What did they
I
say?
write, Percy Eli Aurelius sends his regards. Fuck the house of Aurelius.
As you write that, you feel a hand on your elbow and power courses through your fingers. The skyrite that normally forms of clouds is now formed of pure light against the night sky. All of Lux can see your message, and as you look down, see Darcy smirk at you.
I knew you were warming up to me.
Yeah, get in the portal. Poison coffee is waiting for you.
I look forward to it. And I'll step into the portal.
The others step in after you, and the portal closes. You have returned home. Macadelia pays each of you 100 gold. And congratulations on surviving yet another job.